Good evening, everybody. Welcome to League of Extraordinary Inventors. I'm your host, Mike from Faraday Research, and it is October 11th, Free Energy Friday. Welcome to the show. We have Ben on tonight, we got Philip on tonight, and we have Nathan. And welcome to the show. I hope everybody had a great week. I had a great week. Finally got myself a brand new laptop, so there's no excuses tonight. This damn thing should work. So, yeah, our live chat is open. People are already sending messages right now. That's great. Keep it up. Our live chat's been very strong the last few weeks, and yeah, uh, I guess we'll get right into it. I know Philip, you gonna have some stuff you want to show right away.
Yeah. It's about the radio meter experiment. Um, so I'm just gonna introduce the experiment right now. Just one sec. Partager l'écran. Window. StreamYard.
What's up, Victor?
All right. So.
Hey, Vic.
Your microphone is muted, Victor.
Can you see the radio meter?
I see you. I don't see the meter yet. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I had one of those as a kid. I remember those. We had that in science class too.
So you need light to make it turn, and basically you also need air in it. If you don't have any air, it's not gonna spin. If you have too much air, it's not gonna spin either. So you need like a minimum of air in it. And nobody is in 150 years was able to explain this. Including Einstein. So now I'm gonna show you another video. Just one sec. All right. Présenter, partager. Okay. So now I put smoke in a transparent bucket or a container, and I'm not sure it's gonna be hard to see, but you can see the smoke moving because of the light. So the light is hitting the smoke particles and it's moving.
Right.
So the link is on my YouTube channel. It's a .mov file. It's the you can see it by yourself that the MOV file it's more it has greater resolution, so you can see the gas, the smoke particle moving. So basically, light. What I'm saying is, light is moving gas particles, and so regarding the radio meter, you have a white fin and a black fin. So the white one reflects light, so it kind of cancels itself. So it's the air particle won't move next to the white fin because it cancels itself, but the black one does not reflect light; it's being absorbed. So the light the the light is pushing the particle to hit the black fin. So that's why the black fin is being propelled by
Right.
the air particles hitting the black fin, and so it's not. You don't need my theory or anything. Anything is just purely mechanical, simple effect here. So
They still don't know how this works. It's like from a scientific principle.
sorry.
They still don't understand the mechanism behind this,
Yeah,
like scientifically.
yeah. Einstein has no explanation. They cannot explain
Wow.
it. Even is it Maxwell couldn't explain it. Einstein and even to these days they can't explain it. But nobody figured that light was moving the gas particles.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Huh. I guess they haven't considered the ether aspect. You know, the light being perturbations in the ether in some fashion or another.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So it's a historical night tonight.
Yeah, this is
Nice.
awesome. I love your work, Phil. I'm excited every time you give us updates.
Yeah.
Victor, your microphone is muted. Please join us.
Hey,
I,
Phil, you
I,
said you had a YouTube channel?
I'm listening.
yeah. I got a
He's
YouTube
absorbing.
channel.
Can you put it in the private chat or out so I can get it?
Yeah. Just one sec.
That video you had where the light is or the pole is being attracted to the light, that I've never seen anything like that. That's like next level.
Yeah, it's awesome. I was so um I was so surprised when I saw light being pushed away.
Yeah, you're like
Yeah,
eureka moment almost, where you're like,
I
aha,
just
something happened.
I just subscribed to Philip YouTube channel, so you got another subscriber.
Yeah, I just subscribed as well.
Wait, whose YouTube channel is this?
We got Gerald
It's-
here.
It's
Hey,
Phil's.
Gerald. Oh, Phil's.
Just
Okay,
posted-
yeah.
Hey,
Let me
Gerald.
go and sub to
Hey,
that.
What's up,
Phil,
Gerald?
how are you?
All right, we got the powerhouse
Victor,
on
Phil,
tonight.
Mike,
All
Nathan,
right.
and that other guy. I'm just kidding.
Mhm.
We got the powerhouse crew on tonight.
There's a powerhouse
That-
going on at Alien Scientists, too. Interesting
Oh.
conversations.
So
Yeah.
funny because Gerald kept putting his message on there and then deleting it. Like a couple seconds later, I keep seeing it.
No,
Hey,
I
hi.
screwed up on my typing and it made the whole thing look dumb. And I was like, what? So I delete it, right? I don't give a shit. You know
man.
what they're talking about.
They have no idea how to get there.
Did you see the Alien Scientist one with David Chester? They were talking about how they have to work a system 180 degrees out of phase. I was
Yeah.
laughing when I heard that.
They have no
Yeah.
idea.
I listened a little bit about the presentation, but it lasted for like 3 hours. So after some time, I got.
Oh, we didn't miss anything. Jeremy put on a lab coat. He crossed his arms and looked down, and there's the rest of us beneath him. That's what he said right in the beginning. He has to
Basically-
verify every experiment the scientific way because this is the way it works. Well, dude,
Oh, you have to have a PhD or he
Oh,
ain't going to look at your
sorry.
stuff. And you had to have written a paper or you.
yeah,
yeah.
got that
David
one too.
Chester, he laughed at us.
Yeah. And then Jack kept calling me a schmuck earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, you know what? Let's just float by and wait.
That's right.
You know what? Don't waste your time with that. You're
Yeah.
wasting your time with that. Stay focused on the job at hand. You know, there's always going to be somebody out there ready to slander you. And when people come slandering you, that means you're onto something. Usually,
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Oh yeah.
The,
Yeah,
the
if he's
ironic
not-
thing was, the ironic thing was, let me tell you how we're going against the system. But by the way, let me show you how I can't say it to the system or for
Yeah.
the system. You know what I mean?
Well, they've been explaining. I watched the videos. I understand everything they're saying in detail. In fact, all they did was repeat exactly what this group has been saying for the last month and a half, but they repeated it in scientific terms. I was just astounded. And then to hear Jeremy say that he's shadow banned when he had 1,600 views in under 12 hours. That's shadow banned? Dude, I was watching my views literally count backwards.
Yeah.
You're shadow banned? So, like, each their own, but when you're claiming bullshit that's just not true, I'm going to call him out, because ultimately I made a comment in the video with David Chester, and I was respectful, but I said that it was sad that academia has turned out this way, and the fact that egos are what's the defining factor of science today. And he deleted my comment.
Oh yeah. Well,
So
That shows you he just doesn't care about having a legitimate, conversation.
don't kid yourself. I talked to Jeremiah Pop for 3.5 years about this tech because I was looking to put a theory to what I've been seeing, witnessing, had witnessed, got affidavits from people from witnessing, the whole 9 yards. But for some reason, way, shape, or form, in the last 3.5 years, things have been slipping out through his friends. Now, I'm not stating anything, but it's a hell of a coincidence, if you ask me. And now to see Jeremy and Dave Chester and now David Rossi's on there, and they're all talking about the exact same tech. Well, it's not them talking about our tech. It's them talking about the truth that actually works. It just happens that we've been talking about it for the last, however long we had our channel, actually.
Few months.
I've been on it since 2008. That's not a brag. I've been trying to share it since then. Even when I talked to John Bedini and Thomas Bearden, they just had a giggle, right? So it's like, how can you get taken seriously when, I don't know. I guess it's my issue because I didn't put my theory out quick enough. I don't really care about the theory. I now have 3 devices working on this stuff, and I'm about to have 4. So
Nice.
Yeah, that's all you need is something to show
right?
people. That's all you
What's
need is
that?
something to show people. That's all you need is something to show people, Give
Well,
them a
you know
visual
what?
of how, it works, it's possible, and then people will start, you don't need them. Just ignore them.
Well, I'm
yeah.
not going to lie. I have to wonder to myself, what's the benefit? I want to share it. I want to get it out there for free. I want everybody to have it. But
Well,
if
I'm not
people
just talking about your tech specifically. I'm just talking about in general. Like everybody's situation is going to be a little different. You might have some
you're not wrong.
sensitive stuff you don't want to release right away.
You're
But
not
I'm just saying, like, we need to have something to present to the public and demonstrate and say, hey, look, this works. There's obviously something going on that mainstream science can't explain. And, I think we have a different area of energy that, a legitimate route that we can go.
How about a car alternator that works backwards?
Yeah, exactly. Something that they can see working and they know it's working because it's working. They're using it.
Okay.
No, they'll just tell you that what did he say today? Oh, it's about the time lapse. Not so much the field, it's the time lapse that makes AC work. Dude, I wanted to literally bury my head right in my rear and say I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
It was one of
I know
these.
that's crazy.
It was one of those moments, right? Like, yeah.
Didn't he also say that the copper wire changes, not the AC wave, but the copper changes in
Yeah.
space?
Oh, and then it's been proven wrong that the energy doesn't flow around the wire. Some very prominent physicists. My God. man.
Okay, go back and tell Steinmetz he's wrong. Just go
Yeah,
back and tell him
exactly.
he's wrong because you're smarter than him.
You know what I
Oh
put in
my
the comment
God.
section? You could have something float right in front of them. They could explain it away because they didn't write paper on it. Sorry.
That's right.
It's just the truth. I have no
No,
problem
we're-
with writing papers. That's not the issue. Do the fucking experiments. Get off your lazy, egotistical, self-righteous ass and do the work.
Exactly.
Sorry, Mike.
No. You don't say Steinmetz is wrong. That's like so sacrilegious, right
Well,
there.
I have to apologize. He didn't say it in the words where he said it was wrong. He just implied that many scientists have worked on it since then, and it wasn't the
Accepted vernacular.
view. Yeah.
And it's like they're saying, the electron is real. No, the electron does not exist.
Well,
It's a toroidal mass of energy that is basically it's there. It's suspended in air, and even Tesla says the electron does not exist.
It's a field.
It's a field.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
I think it's a node.
People picture the electron like a ball of pool. It's not a ball of pool. It's
No, there's no matter. It's a field.
Yeah, I think it's a
Like
node produced by two interposing fields that are in counter direction.
Right. It's a
That's what I think.
toroid.
Electric and magnetic.
It's a toroid field. That's what it is. It's not a particle.
Yeah, it's one of those plasmids or whatever they call it, the
But
microscopic.
particles-
Oh my God.
But particles would seem to appear after the two fields interject, like they cross, because you're getting a node at that point, and it's going to be a spherical node, almost like a tiny Evo at the Planck scale. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah,
Toroid.
exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking, Gerald.
yeah.
Well,
by the way, thinking about talking about the electron, and you guys are all coil experts. I was wondering. I was thinking of having a spherical coil with wires on the longitude.
Sorry,
You know-
I'm hopping out of my seat because I'm almost done. Sorry, Phil.
Oh, you did it already?
I'm this close to finishing the windings. I got
Oh, yeah?
maybe another hour left in it, and it's not what people think. It's different, and it's to contain the field in a spherical form at the tip of two cones with a sphere of coil wrapped around it in geometrical form. It's gonna sit in the palm of your hand.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll show it when it's done. I have no issues. In fact, I'm going to do an experiment live where I put iron filings that are going to like kind of sprinkle into the coil, and it's going to collect in the center and form a sphere.
Nice. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. So sorry, I didn't mean to burst your bubble.
No, but I'm happy. That's why I'm asking the question, because you all are coil experts here.
It's my 179th coil. Yeah.
Well, when you make it to 200, we're gonna throw you a party. We'll have like a huge
Yeah.
live stream.
Yeah, just like the Wayne
200 coil
Gretzky's 900 points.
Yeah, that would be cool.
There you go.
I mean, that's something to celebrate. 200 coils, dang,
Yeah, I'm close. 21 off. Right.
that's awesome though. Well, you've been doing really great work. I love your coils.
I can't wait to show them all. I don't have some of them because the half of the ones that didn't work got chucked, right? But they've all been documented and all that, and I can remake them just to show that that's how you make them. That's not an issue. I can do tutorials on every one of them if that was required.
Yeah, see, you know exactly the mechanisms of how to reproduce what you're getting. See, and I'm still trying to figure that out with my coil, but we're almost there. We're almost there.
Books of not only configurations but notes on what each coil does, what it was made for, what it failed at, what it did good at, and I got the ohms written down. I've got the capacitance. I've got the voltage differential that was shown in each coil. All that's written down, and it's dated too. So it was a lot of work, but it was worth it. I love this stuff. I love it, and I want to share it with everybody. I want everybody to start playing with it. You know what I mean? So after my presentation, that's the goal, to put out one or two of the tutorials I've already made. Not sure on which coil yet, but one of them, I think the target one I might use is the one that allows heat to be run at very low wattage. So 300 watt heater at 35 watts.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll see, right? I'm still working on it. Hopefully I don't. Oh, yeah, and I'll just say this now. I would never commit suicide.
We already know, Gerald.
I don't fly on airplanes. I no longer do drugs.
The Gerald disclaimer.
Oh, don't forget to tell them that you have holes dug in your backyard with little coils in there or paperwork how to do them, and then you have to dig around.
They're not my backyard floods.
I think
can be there.
I think they call it. I think they call it the paranoid inventor syndrome.
Absolutely.
We're gonna go Oak Island treasure hunting for Gerald's coils.
Hey, when I was younger, I made bad decisions. I did stupid things, and I learned and met a lot of unfortunately dark individuals. And I know because of my past that you should protect yourself in many ways as possible without committing any violence or hurting anyone, because that I do not believe. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of how I feel about it. So who knows what's going to happen one day? Maybe I'll pass away of a heart attack, and then somebody will find that treasure one day. Never know. Maybe I'll send a treasure hunt letter to each of you.
Going to Canada.
Yeah, going to Canada. Something special in each of those boxes. So.
I just want to say real quick, I don't know if we addressed it, but Wizard of Woodstock just dropped a $2 super sticker at 909. We really appreciate that. Thank you,
Nice.
Woodstock.
Right on, brother. Appreciate it.
Sorry to hop in and make my voice all loud. I apologize.
Ben, you had that transistor you wanted to share with us tonight. You want to show that, or
Yes, let me disable this. I'm gonna hook it up at some point tonight, but for now I'll just show you. I'm gonna find the other one.
My friend used to have a joke about paranoia. Just because you think they're after you doesn't mean they're not. You know, I'm kidding, but.
Nice,
Usually
Ben.
people that are into this are very sensitive anyway and have had their psyches sometime opened up. So we're probably sensing it. We just don't know what direction. And the fact that when you're spotted, they say that being watched collapses a wave function.
Yeah.
What do you think all them satellites are doing? They're watching collapsing, if that's real, our function. Trying to anyway.
Trying to, yeah. It's kind of a weird coincidence. They call it Starlink. When in the Bible, aren't we referred to shine like stars? I don't know. Maybe I'm paraphrasing that incorrectly, but just saying. Anyway, go ahead, Ben. I apologize for taking your space again.
It's okay. I was trying to pull up my notes here. So this is the one that you recommended for your protection circuit, the E13009, which is a really good transistor. I'm doing some testing with different transistors, trying to replicate what Michael did. So I decided to get the one that he was using, which is this. Give me 1 second. It's a MJL21194, and so I guess the voltage to switch on the E series is 9 volts. This one's a little lower at 5 volts. I did attach a heatsink to it because we're getting some fluctuations in frequency. So hopefully the heatsink straightens that out. I'm not quite sure why, but that's just a theory that that I had. So we're gonna hook that up tonight and see what happens. I haven't found resonance with the circuits yet that I've been messing with, but I've been messing with different modified Joule Thief circuits. And We're getting close though. It's getting a lot of power out. It's just not in resonance. That's it.
We corrected the first transistor that you got. We corrected what it was. It wasn't an E. Well, I did do experiments with the E 13009, but
I think it was an MG, an MJ.
it was an MG.
Oh, so it is an MJ series like this one. Okay. So
Yeah.
maybe this one will be a little bit better for us, and then I'll get the proper one that you recommend as well, and we'll do some testing with that.
Okay, so give me one sec here. This.
Do you think that the frequencies, the frequency being unstable, do you think that could be a heat issue with the transistor? Because I didn't attach a heatsink to it.
It might be your fall and rise time. You know what? I'm not really sure on that because I haven't watched you test your system at all. I don't think it would be the transistor, but if it's slowing, it might be because if your fall and rise time is too slow, it would heat it up.
Yeah.
Right. So
we'll see. We'll plug it in and see.
This is one of the MJEs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's a smaller version than the original one I was using when I made my coil hop. I don't know if you can see this. This is the MJE 1309. It's PC, okay? But hang on. This is the modified Joule theme. And it's got little advances.
Yeah, look at those big heat sinks you got on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't need them, but I put them on there because when you're moving your heat around, you can take it into your transistor. First day of my new tongue. Or you can put it into a series of resistors, or there's a few things you can do with it when you're transferring your heat around.
Oh, so it gives you more options.
Yeah. If you kind of get the gist on how to do it, right? So, yeah, I've been working on circuits and a few other things.
That's a good thing to keep in mind. So when I roll out an official mobile version of the system, I'll get a nice big heatsink for it.
So it could be that your gate's not opening all the way on your transistor. So
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, it's a push. So it pushes it open to release it to go through. So you may have two frequencies working at the same time. If you have a resistor in the wrong place, it may be sending in a frequency that way to open that gate while you have a PWM or something attached to it.
Yeah, or do you think maybe I'm just not putting enough power into it, not enough voltage?
It could be. Well, is your transistor your switch, or is your transistor just there to open the gate?
It's the switch. Yeah, it's a switch. I believe it's what's causing the oscillation.
Then you don't have enough power going to it.
Yeah.
Or it spikes and then it'll spike high and then spike low.
Right. Like open halfway or whatever.
Yeah, so it's inconsistent. So are you putting in a sine wave or a square wave?
So it's from the DC power, and I'm not manipulating it other than the circuit. So it's technically I guess it's a pulse DC.
Is your pulse DC the same
it
square wave each time?
No,
is the
it
duration
does look like more
the same?
of a sine wave. No, it looks more like a sine wave now that I think about it. Because the oscilloscope, it's more of a up and down, smooth. Yeah.
Is it straight up and down or is it curved?
Curved, yeah. Like a parabola.
Okay, and the exact same height if you looked at them on your oscilloscope?
Yeah, pretty even on the top and the bottom. So it's a weird. I'll show it later when I hook up this transistor. But yeah, it's
not from top to bottom. Is it even across the tops?
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to look at it again, but I'm pretty sure it's not a straight up parabola though. It's kind of messed up at the bottom. You know, when the signal comes down, it's kind of like a little messed up down there. There's something else going on, like a little tiny bump or something. So it's not a straight up smooth up and down.
I got to show you guys something. I might have
It's a
shown
very
you guys.
weird waveform.
I'll have to see it when you do it, Ben, because
Yeah.
it could be a connection issue.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that I think it could be, but we'll try to eliminate them one by one.
You need to get one of these MJE 13009 transistors. Their
The
rise time,
MJEs is okay.
their rise time and fall time is insane. And somebody had asked what I'm using the neon for, and yes, TVS, transient voltage suppression. When it goes into resonance, they both light up. And depending on how deep the resonance is, I can get ball lightning in each of the neons.
Nice.
Well, I'm going to show you guys something here really cool.
Ooh, what do you got there?
Oh, you want to sell one?
Look at it. Look at the date.
I know.
Yeah.
1945.
5.
Nice.
Okay. Check it out. I'll open it up. I think I might have shown you guys before, but it's for.
Nice.
Nice.
That's a
So what exactly is
3-point
that?
spark.
A vacuum tube?
Spark gap, vacuum tube
A
spark
spark
gap.
gap.
19.
Oh wow.
These were used in radar countermeasures in 1945 on U.S. naval battleships.
So it's an electrode to cathode, and then the center part control. That's the control, right? That's
Well,
where
you could use this. You could use this as your base, and then this would be your live. Either side
Okay.
could be your live and your
Yeah.
base.
Nice.
Wow.
It has 2 spark gaps, and they work amazing. And I've got another one here.
So that's like what, like an analog version of a transistor?
Yeah, well, they used it for the power system of the naval radar systems. You know, I don't know if I got the date on this one. Let's see.
And Mike,
Yeah,
could that be used to use voltage to control the rate at which the spark gap occurs, like slow it down or increase it?
well, it's in a vacuum, so I imagine you could probably, yeah, I wouldn't, yeah, I think so.
I would really like to get one of those and wrap coils between the 2 sets of plates in there.
Look at this beauty.
Nice.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll
Are
put
you
that on
keeping
a display piece.
Yeah, are those going to be
These-
displays?
What's that?
Are you testing with those? Or are those going to be display pieces?
Oh yeah, I use these on my Don Smith device. So anybody wants to see these in action, look at the Don Smith stuff on my YouTube channel.
Nice.
And also in the community section, I got some nice snapshots of the plasma being generated inside. It's wild.
If we made things like we do now back then, you would open that up and it would just fall apart.
Yeah, they don't make these. Yeah, see, this one says Bontac made in the USA. See, these are American.
Yeah, that looks solid.
Can you hold that up again? That looks like 2 cones meeting in the middle, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They are.
Okay,
They are
remember that picture, guys.
Wow.
That's awesome.
These. This is 1950s, I believe. This one.
Yeah.
They don't make them like this anymore.
Nope. That's when they made real parts.
There's literally no manufacturer that you can get those from. You have to get the older ones, huh?
Yeah, these. Well, that one, the small ones from 1945.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Wow.
right at the end of the war. But this is all naval. This is all naval spark gaps, radar systems.
Talking
You
about
go to that guy with the warehouse?
Yep, that was the old guy that got the warehouse stuff.
talking about plasma, did you guys know that they can generate I didn't read the full article, but they can generate a laser based on plasma, and it's 30% faster than the speed of light. So it's a high energy laser generated using plasma, and it's 30% faster than the speed of light. I'll show you the.
I heard that actually. There's a paper out stating that, isn't there?
Yeah, actually, I'll show you the video.
They use the laser to actually extend the plasma.
Yeah,
I can't remember how he was explaining.
they remove the electrons or something like that out of hydrogen.
It's crazy. I love it.
I don't hear any audio.
Nope, you got no audio going on there.
It's okay. Just put on closed caption so we can see it.
Oh, there you go. I'm just blind. I'm looking at the comments. Group velocity. Kind of looks like a commercial. Applications in laser technology.
Yep. So that's kind of since you were talking about plasma, so
Yeah.
it's funny they say oh no, to keep the mainstream intact, they say oh, it appears to be faster than the speed of light.
That's
What
the
is
way.
what is that? It
Guys,
appears
I'm just gonna go for a quick smoke. Just carry on. I'll be right back.
That's just another way of them explaining it away, Phil.
Yeah, exactly. You know, every time they say that, in my mind, it's like what the physicists are smoking weed to the max, and now they don't know what they see or something like that.
You're not wrong. Yeah, well, they refuse to see it. It would screw up their budget and wreck their reputation and the reputations of all these academics. I mean, think of it like this. These guys wrote papers based on bullshit. Not their fault. They were fed down a line of crap, right? But ultimately, if somebody from a garage or a basement had the ability to do this before them, then that makes them look like, what was the purpose of all their funding, of all their work, of all their, well, I can tell you it's not evident, but in a sense it is. It's misinformation.
So
and they call us liars.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you ask? Who was the last guy who created something who has a physics degree, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was Tesla. He did that first. We had the guy that invented the TV who used to drive a tractor. Okay.
Yeah.
Tesla used to dig ditches. Let me see.
Faraday didn't have a degree either.
Yeah, Einstein was a
Faraday is like the best if you ever want to learn how to really do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's sad. That's where they're at. That's what they think. Yeah. They're like, I don't know.
Whatever, right?
It's like they go like this. They go, peekaboo, peekaboo. That's all they do. The little blinders.
The certain groups in the scientific community, but I know that the like certain individuals with patents and stuff like that, guys that eat pie, because pie is really good for you. Just saying, right? But they all know. So if they know, if they've done this, then they're forced or obligated, or who knows, maybe they just, for their own egos, their own papers, their own work, they have to make sure that nobody else finds this.
Hey, just for the record, I don't think Jack knows how to do math. I
Really?
do not believe it, because he says, well, they showed me the math and I didn't understand it, so I just said, no, we don't need it. That guy's an idiot, you schmuck. That's the exact way he said it. And I'm like, are you serious, dude? Like, and then Jeremy's like, yeah, okay, well, what about this? What about this? We talked about this. Not, hey, why'd you call him a schmuck? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, well, where was the, hey, dude, this isn't right. Like, and then he says, but I'm the olive branch from the small guy to the big guy. You know what I mean?
Hardly.
No. You're the vacuum. You're the suck hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when the day Jack, he cursed the whole APEC community by email, and then I said
Jack's email chain.
Yeah, the email thread, and then I said, well, what are you guys are getting paid? You're getting paid, and you haven't discovered anything new in the last 100 years. You know, you're still stuck with the string theory and all that nonsense. So I said, well, you know, step aside and let real people do the job, since you can't do it and you getting paid for it. That's what I said.
What do you do, eh?
I don't have a personal problem with Jeremy, so please don't misunderstand this.
Yeah, me neither.
It's just when I watch, it's hard to watch, because he says things that are in direct contradiction to what he's doing, and then when he shows the very next second, it's something to debunk the small guy, but to promote the other guys that are doing math. And it's hard to sit there and listen to that, because you know he's wrong. And you know he's taking information from the rest of them in the alt promotion area that are doing the same thing. And I'm sorry, but that's just wrong on its face.
So sometimes I wonder.
I'm trying to bite my tongue.
Because you know it's true. And I'm sorry, I just can't see past it.
You know what? It's like this. I got no hate towards the guy, but ultimately, and he even brought up the fact of Project Paperclip, how they, brought Nazis into the military-industrial complex back in the day when they won World War II. It was funny that he brought it up, because he won't even look at you unless you have your papers.
Yeah.
Just saying, man. Just saying. I've tried talking to that guy for like fucking 3 years. I don't have papers. He won't look at me. I wonder where he got that training.
That's the problem. That's the problem. It's like some relative in my family. They always want peer-reviewed paper and all that shit. Otherwise they can't induce in their brain. If it's not peer-reviewed, they don't understand anything you're saying. That's how it is these days.
That's exactly how PhDs are.
Yeah.
Or masters, or they're all the same. They have to support their work and their work only. I get it.
But that's not how you invent something. It's like the Nobel Prize in physics this year was given to two computer scientists.
Dude, I saw that today.
Too, right? On AI.
For AI, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You freaking lazy freaking.
It's because all they do is the math. So the AI can handle the math a little better and has a better imagination for the words.
It's pathetic. Honestly, it's pathetic. The freaking Nobel Peace Prize has fallen so far. It actually used to be given to people that were worth giving it to. Now they give it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry who's connected to his mother, his aunt, his uncle, or whatever else, right? It's really to a guy AI. That's pathetic.
That's so bad.
Who am I to say? But
they have no significant contribution to give, so they gave it to people who created AI.
Yeah.
ChatGPT just got the Nobel Prize.
Yeah, exactly. Unbelievable. They gave their lives over to a freaking computer. My gosh. Wonder how their wives feel.
Oh my God. That must be painful. If you got that plaque on the wall, you must look at it in shame now.
Yeah, you know what? I would burn it if I were them. I mean, if you give your Nobel Peace Prize to a freaking computer and all you scientists are out there competing for it, shake your head, man. Something's broken.
Yeah.
Like, not in you, but in science. You're giving a prize to because of a computer?
Oh,
My rant is over. I apologize, Mike, for these
No.
5 minutes. It's just 1 minute. Sorry.
oh, that was great, Phil. I appreciate that. I forgot all about that. Watch that today too.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched that yesterday. I laughed in the end there when it was brought up that everybody's doing work and they want to take everybody wants to take credit for their work, and Chester went, "What work?" and then laughed about it, and then Jeremy's like, oh well, you know, the guys at Falcon Space and these guys, and they're all doing really good work. They're doing proper work. I laughed my ass off.
You okay, Victor?
No wonder nobody listens to academia anymore.
Well,
Other than academia,
Right there, talking out of both sides of his mouth again. Proper work. They're doing proper work.
yeah,
And it's like, dude, you know what? Right there, both sides. I don't like
That's
it.
the proper work too. He did it in a freaking barn, not a $10,000 freaking lab. You know what I mean? Give me a break.
Yeah.
I did all my stuff out of the garbage can, pulled it out, pulled it apart, redid it, built it from scratch. So
so funny,
I don't need $10,000 equipment. Guys, yeah, just I guess they do. I don't know.
Man, I don't want to say it. I may have to, but I think the rumors were true when I heard them, and now I have to acknowledge it. That's about all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
You don't want to believe it, but then you hear it, and it's like, that doesn't sound right. Well, that's not right. Well, I can't agree with that. And it's like after that, I go, well, now I understand the guest.
Well, Ashton Forbes is on there right now with Alien Scientist and David Rossi and David Chester. And apparently, Jeremy Reese is in the search for free energy now and wants to
Gee, I wonder why. I told Jeremy and all those guys at APEC, I said, first of all, solve the energy part and then worry about the anti-gravity. Because without the power, you're getting nowhere fast.
Oh, they're never figuring out anti-gravity. They don't have a clue.
They're never
right now, they do not have a clue.
I showed them my anti-gravity experiment I did at the Cité Collégiale. I paid for. I still need to pay 4,500 for it, and I get positive results like the 2.6 grand.
Then it was worth it.
I showed them on the peg, and then they, if it works, I'm telling you, it works. So why don't they focus on that? And they should help me out or something.
They won't.
Because
go ahead. Sorry.
See, I was into the anti-gravity thing too. I still like it, but I figured I was thinking to myself, how am I going to do this without any energy? Where am I going to get this energy from?
Yeah.
So that's why I went in that direction.
It's a chicken and egg thing. You need both to, and then you scale it up.
Yeah, actually, Mike's battery would complete. I think maybe not the last piece. There's one more piece that has to be completed for a ship. One more. That's it. But your battery, that's it. That's the another piece.
Yeah, you need something that's going to last, right?
Yeah, and with the system that charges itself while it's running, times 2, and your battery running it.
Yeah.
You're gonna make a fortune, man. If you go to the military conference I'm going, you can make a fortune if you want in Texas. So
yeah, well,
my ex who's living Texas.
I'm gonna stay away from that for a while.
Well,
who knows? Who knows? They might already have it. Like Gerald was saying before, yeah, what I'm doing is great, but these guys might already have that, but never released any of that tech because they
Yeah, but
know
you
it's
never know until you try.
extremely.
You never know until you try.
Well, the thing is, I don't want to stick my head out too far too early, if you catch
Yeah.
my drift.
You want a helmet on first, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Stick it out
yeah,
too far and you might get it lopped
yeah,
off. We gotta be careful.
exactly. I might be doing a super Dave.
Hey, the way I see it, I've already died once. What are you gonna do? Send me home? Let's go.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry. I know.
You know, usually what you guys know Super Dave Osborne, right?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
usually his stunts never work out good. So I want to be careful in that aspect.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, you can use me as the example. If it doesn't work out well, keep your head back just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the alien scientist guys are jumping a hurdle too quick. They got to solve the energy thing. You know, where are they going to get this power from? You know, if they think their
Well,
theories are going to work, they're going to need a tremendous amount of power to do what they want to do.
technically,
It's
self power.
it's not the amount of power; it's the kind of power.
Right.
It's different for every world, but once you find out that you need a different type, then you're in the right ballpark. The problem is they have no idea how to differentiate which what. Okay, there's more than 3 energy types out there, and you have to know that.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah, that's true. But sometimes the energy thing could have a derivative of anti gravity,
Well, I was about to
right?
say that earlier before I lost my train of thought there. The system that they're hoping for, the power should take care of itself, right? Or at least that's their theory. But then they jump back to the fact that it takes, when it came to an explosion back, you know what I'm saying, a big one, don't want to say the words, don't want to get in trouble there, but they said it took so much that they broke half a gram of matter and it created a massive, massive output, right? So they're saying if you were to be able to fly on that principle, you would need like massive amounts of energy. Like it would take the amount of the sun in order to get you off the ground. I think that's kind of how he put it. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
no, he did, and it's wrong.
Oh, totally.
And like I said, it's the type of energy you're creating that matters. That's all you got to know. It's not the amount.
Nope.
Because every planet's different. You have to realize this, and we are not natural energy makers. Okay, in the stuff that we make, it is not by the energy standard of the Earth at all. That's the problem.
Yep, you're right. And you have to use energy in order to create this special form of energy, if that's the way we're looking at it. I call it the ether fill in the bubble, basically, right?
No.
But you need to use like positive and negative, and you have to be able to move your heat around and drop your cold where you want, and then resonate it all at the same time in order to have enough energy to do what you want.
But it has to be positive and negative, and you have to know which side goes where. And then if you don't have the curvature on it, it'll fail. Okay? I learned that the hard way. You have to have the curvature in order to make the design work. Sorry.
Absolutely.
It's an automatic fail.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, I think, in the background. And I believe that it's all going on to discount what we've been doing. Oh, by the way, when are you doing the Todd Dizzy Auto Show?
I don't know yet. I sent him a message, and I'm waiting to hear back.
Have you ever watched any of his stuff?
I have watched this stuff.
Have
And
you watched him watch other people's stuff?
No, but I hear his comments all the time. He thinks everybody's schmucks too.
Todd
I'm just trying to be nice. I like Todd.
No,
Everybody's wrong but Todd.
I like Todd, and I think he's hilarious. And he likes to correct every word that I say to make sure that I spell it correctly and say it correctly.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You know what? As long as he comes on and has a sense of humor and goes through his project, I don't really care. Let him get it out.
It's all good, man. I ain't dissing on him. I ain't telling you to not bring him on
Hey,
the show.
at least he did the work to get it done. That's
Yeah.
what I appreciate. So by all means.
Is he still focusing on the warp drive stuff, the warp tech?
No, he was working on a how do I say this? He was talking about gravity, and then he was also talking about the time and frequency and the dilation of gravity, okay, per every so many meters or feet, okay, and that each frequency was different based on that. And go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Ed, go ahead.
Anyway, he had a couple different things in his paper. I thought it was really interesting. It coincides with where we were talking about gravity and where you were in time when we talked about the Roman soldiers in the basement. Okay. It's kind of right there. And then he used an aluminum rod in order to put out a field on it. Okay. Which aluminum rod has eddy currents. So when you get gravity out of that, it just reminds me of the work that I've been doing. So there are parts that are missing that I'd like to ask him about. Like, did they check to see how much the volume of the sphere is when they did the Earth? Did they check and see if there's another one below it? Did you predict the outside ones in order to see the ones on the inside? Do you know that there's a field under our feet? Do you know that maybe that the Russians hit it when they went 28 miles or 30-something miles down in the ground, and then they got all the noise coming out of the hellhole? Did you look into any of it, or was it just based on the theories and the actual math? Because there's a lot of math in the paper. So that's just some of the questions I have. And
did he experiment? Is he capable to experiment?
Oh, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's got a theory. So
he's more than
he's very,
I believe he's an engineer, actually.
He is very, very smart. So like I said, I'd love to hear his answers because I'm just curious what he's got to say.
Yeah, he is smart, but on the APEC chat at some point, we were debating, me and him, and he disagreed, and he got like, he went into a tantrum on APEC.
He got mad.
He gets mad easily.
He's part of the alien scientist crew, so
that's all right. We'll see what he's got to say. And then I talked to Joel. I want to get the name right.
Legacy. It's actually Legacy. The French way to pronounce it is Joe Legacy.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a question real quick. For the group, I mean, maybe I went on APEC and told them that I had, my fractal thing, but I was kind of scared because I get nervous. Are you guys saying that might not be the best place to propose something new that could clue them in because it could alert the wrong forces?
They'll take everything that you've got. I know that.
And call it their own.
Okay.
Yep. That's basically been my experience. Right? In the last 3. Go ahead.
There's a reason why I don't do certain shows. There's a reason why I don't start certain shows on, different platforms. And there's a reason I don't share everybody's information freely. Okay. They have no reason for it. Okay. And everybody has a YouTube. You're welcome to look it up. I always get dinged by YouTube by putting it in the comments of who is everybody. So they'll cut my video viewer right in half as soon as I do it. Yeah. And I'm just not willing to do it anymore. So, yeah, they always talk about, what's that thing that everybody goes on? I can't even think of it. Ben has a thing to it.
Patreon?
Discord. I won't do Discord. Sorry, I just won't do it.
That's not secure anymore.
Mm-mm.
They made their Discord server right after I told Jeremiah I'm not going to share it with APEC until I map out everything that this coil does. And so for the last 3 years, I've been doing 2-3 experiments a day, right? And then as soon as they made their Discord, I barely heard from any of them anymore. They wouldn't even give me that link. They talk about how they had this big Discord and everybody's getting together and things are happening and things are moving and they're growing. And I was like, that's awesome. Can I get the link? Nothing. Dear crickets.
Oh, I got the same thing.
Maybe it's because of my beliefs. I don't know.
Hey, you're not going to find out how this works unless you have your beliefs, Joe.
I believe that. Yeah, I fully believe that.
Yeah, maybe faith changes our minds and allows us to see things, and they just don't have it because they're still caught up.
There you go.
They talked about the worship gene and all that stuff, man. I was watching that today. I was just like, over and over again, I was watching it. I was just trying to understand what they're trying to say. And I thought to myself, the stuff that we work on, I do believe it opens every single thing up. I just don't know if I believe everything that I hear, you know what I mean? So I kind of have to hear how you're attacking it, you know what I mean? Versus everything else. Because if all we have to do is turn the signal on, man, I'm over there hitting every light switch. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm turning them all on, okay? Except for the one that grows me a tail and,
you don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want that one.
I mean, what's a man's... How is that put? What good is it inheriting the whole earth if a man loses his soul?
What does it prosper a man? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
I'm not getting the words right. Ever since my car accident, I get jumbled up a little bit. I had it memorized like front to back, but now it's like.
What about the Tesla video? You guys talked about it the last time we talked, and then I watched it, okay? About him being a Templar.
Yep.
I thought so. I thought they brought him in.
Brought him in to reverse engineer all the stuff that they knew they had.
That's an interesting thought. I never thought about that. They brought him in. That would make sense why he got kicked out later.
He didn't want to play their game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's why we don't hear about him in history, because he would have led us all straight to it 100 years ago. Well, he did.
By the way, did you notice the timestamps on that versus when we started our show, when that guy started coming out and talking about that stuff?
It was like 2 hours or right around, yeah.
No. I mean, like, we've been doing our show for months, right? On Mondays and stuff like that. And then I start seeing Templar stuff starting to come out week after week after week after week after that, right? And they start talking about this tech. And I'm going, hold on a minute. We came out with this and we started talking about it. Now they're talking about it, saying that they have to release it. And it's like, hey, pal, I don't know that you got it or you know how it works if you do have it.
I told you we were making people nervous, like a lot of people right across the board. And I don't care. I really don't. If the big guy upstairs told me to jump off a freaking cliff, I'd have to confirm it was him. Don't get me wrong. But I jump off a freaking cliff, So if he says to get this out, that's what I'm going to do. And if something crazy happens in between that, then so be it.
Well, it's funny because all of it's been staring him right in the face. Like, it didn't take me long to put it together of what was going on here and why. Okay?
The way their language is speaking, it's literally against this group. And I'm not trying to, maybe I didn't say that.
I think they're waiting for us, a garage guy, to actually show it. Then they can say, okay, well, hey, these guys, here it is.
I don't think they're going to point to us at all. I think they'll get somebody in the group and they'll try and weasel every piece of information.
No, they won't mention us. They want all the glory.
Yep.
They already had their narc and he couldn't get it done.
Never mind. Did you guys know why Jeremy Reese got he ousted him or dropped off YouTube the first time back in 2009, 2010? Everybody jumped on him in the comments section and called him a CIA operative. And
Oh, so funny.
yeah, and it was a big controversy, and he was pissed right off, and he just
And it was covered.
everything. I'm not saying he is or isn't. But it's just that's what happened to him. That's why he had to rebuild his channel. So it's just interesting how all these guys are coming out with things right as we get close to explaining what's really going on.
Well, having Jack on doesn't help that reputation now, does it?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that dude shows his credentials as soon as he walks into the building. He's like, here we go. This is who I am. Government, 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 government.
Yeah.
And then I work for this
Yeah.
government. And then this
Yeah.
government over here. And then, by the way, the government over here. And it's like, okay,
Yeah,
and that
it's
guy's
like
on your
red
channel?
light, red light,
So-
red light, red light.
I'm gonna say this. I'll declare this, and maybe I'll get slapped for this or whatever. So, but I'm gonna say it. So I apologize, Mark. I won't be all mean or whatever. But Jack, you being part of MK Ultra, you're not a schmuck. You're a dick. And I say that because I know someone who went through that crap. Man, you guys are insane. Okay, anyone who comes up with that kind of psychology is a little bit. Just saying.
Yeah.
I rant over. Apologize.
Demonic.
Yeah.
One other thing, another guy who is funny is Dave Rossi. You know,
Yeah.
He keeps saying, "Oh, I know how to do this, I know how to do that," and then you ask him how do you do it? Oh, I can't say it because I'm working with the DoD. Yeah, right.
Yeah. But
Yeah, right.
I should go.
Go ahead.
I should go visit Dave Rossi. He lives literally like 30 minutes from my house.
No way. That's
Yeah.
funny.
He pretends
30
he's from the
30
hood
minutes
in New
away.
York. He pretends he's
No,
from the hood in
he
New
does
York.
that.
No,
Sure.
no, he lives in an upscale part of the suburbs of Toronto.
Sorry.
He doesn't live in a ghetto at all. It's actually a very expensive area where he lives. All the homes there are excessive 1.5 million.
Wow. My house isn't even worth 120,000 and I rent.
He lives in a
I don't
very
know.
wealthy
Yeah, I'll tell
area.
you.
He lives in a wealthy area.
Oh well.
And actually, you know what? I tried to reach out to him a long time ago. And I said, yeah, I'm from Toronto. Maybe we could hook up online or whatever. Never got a response. Never.
I reached out to him once on his comment section and then he opened up a Patreon and after that he never said a word to me. And
Yeah.
he does videos on the exact same tech, but behind a paywall, right? So
And
Yeah,
who is
but
this?
you know
don't
what?
get me wrong. Everybody
Rossi.
should have a paywall.
Dave Rossi,
What's that?
Generation Z or whatever.
Yeah,
Gen Z or
Generation Z.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave Rossi. Yeah, he
Yeah,
lives right near me.
We're making people nervous and I freaking love it. Our mathematician is putting things together that are making them just rattle their brains. Nathan's explaining it perfectly in ways that I don't have the eloquency of words to do. Phil's doing his own thing that's kicking all our asses. And Mike, he's about to build the battery of a century. So, yeah, we're making him nervous. And when you talk about Ben, well, there's so much to say about Ben. Are you listening, Ben?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
I agree. I
Much
totally
love,
agree.
I'm
Yeah,
playing.
there's yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if
What-
you look at my channel, it's full of good stuff.
It is. It is.
Let's put it this way. Once Gerald puts a theory behind his coil, because he's already shown a lot of good evidence, right? Once he does that, it's game over, dude. It is literally game over because I can explain exactly where it came from in history, why it works that way, who is trying to explain it, and where in the Bible it shows it. Sorry, man, it's all there.
I said before, there's a code in the Bible. I used to joke about how the Bible stood for basic instructions before leaving Earth, right?
Yeah.
My daughter said something today and my brain exploded, and I said, I got a word wrong. And she said, yes, you did. And I was like, okay, so check this out. Building instructions before leaving Earth.
Yeah.
I don't know. What I see in there, I'm gonna I can literally pull apart in certain chapters and show you how it applies and show you where it is and show you what I think the allegory of what Christ was saying meant to certain things. Remember, the Bible's it's in layers, right? There's much to it. But
Well,
crazy. Go ahead.
what was cool was I was messing with the programs today, and I was layering them. So for every resonance, you would have a frequency, you would have a flow of energy, you'd have a field, and I could show each one in the layers as they're built until you get them, and then you understand why it works. Okay, there's no getting around that, man. Once you put numbers to things, they get scared because the math actually works, and then you can't debunk it later when you have the same math. That's what they're afraid of, because the numbers don't lie.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's what they worry about, because it's like, oh, well, we got all these math and we have all these triangles, and then we do an upside down triangle. And oh, by the way, let me go with the it's pi squared or pi. You know, it's like, dude, seriously? All right, I can play that game with you. Let's have a little fun. Let's start doing it. Okay. I may sound like an just a moron. Okay. I guarantee you it's not the case. Okay. I can sound just as smart.
They were talking today
I
about
agree.
spin, right? And he equated spin. He was talking about the Lie group, right? And the Lie group is basically a form of Mandela.
Lee group.
Lee group, sorry. Lie. Yeah.
I saw Lie and didn't want to read it at first too.
Yeah. So the Lee group is basically a mathematical formation of a Mandela, in a sense, right? So they were talking about how free energy there might be something there might not. And then he was talking about a type of spin. I write notes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what was it now? Well, he was talking about the Whittaker potentials and spin, but when it came to the Lee group, he was saying, well, if you take a circle, you spin it 180 degrees, it's still a circle. It's like,
oh my God, I saw that.
we're not spinning circles, okay? Like,
well, you can spin the circle, and you can spin it in these 3 different directions, and you can also make it a sphere. You know what I mean? And I'm going, really? Oh, I'm so entertained. Please go on. Tell me what else you could do.
Rotations, mathematical rotations.
Yeah. Well,
but they didn't get it. I don't think they got into the what actually matters is the geometry of stuff. They just talked about circles when I was watching. There's only so much I could take at one time.
That's where language just does not. Just don't do it. You got to show experiment.
Well, that's why I say that they don't understand how it works. They don't understand why it works that way, or how to create different parts of it, or frequencies, or fields out of it, because they still think, oh my God, I got to put an atom in there. So you have something moving. There must be an atom. We got to have it. Okay. And then the next thing you know, they got this whole experiment, and it's the lens force. So we have this atom that rides on a field. Oh, really? That's where the atom goes? Okay. All right. I'm watching. So did the field come first or the atom? You tell me. Okay. It's but it rides on the field. The field was instantaneous, but the atom created it. We have to put an electron in there.
Well, who created the atom?
You can't go in physics without the electron, because their math fails.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I can't wrap my head around it. I think I don't think they want to know, or if they do want to know, at the end of the day, all the theory in the world isn't going to make a lick of difference unless you can sit in front of
Oh my
somebody,
God.
explain how it works, how to build it, how to destroy it, and why it works.
Yeah,
If
it's like
if you can't do that, you ain't got shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
somebody has something going on in the background.
Music.
Yeah, that's
Hold on. Is it me?
maybe it's like a bass tune going on.
There it was. Yeah. Sorry about that. That's all I hear. Like I said, I'm deaf. It's
Yeah, those
Yeah,
low
but it's
tones.
like- it's like
Yes.
the
Sorry.
Michelson Morley experiment. I've been telling everybody, why don't you do it on the International Space Station? And everybody is trying to, ignore me or bury what I said. I debated it on Cosmo Quest for 10 years. I said, just do it. I don't want credibility. I don't care. Just do the freaking experiment. I
Yep.
talked to the International Space Station, the ISS National Lab. I told them, why don't you do it? And then they said, okay, we'll do it if you pay us $500,000.
well, thank
Yeah,
you.
and then they'll fake the experiment or screw it up, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no.
I just
Oh,
have
yeah.
a thought. Maybe.
Well-
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Victor. You had something right in that you just showed.
Back to that faith thing. Maybe the reason they can't get the answer is because the ether is intelligent. Those guys are all being funded by you know who's. And so the ether does not want to give them the answer because it knows its intention.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Yep, you're right. You're exactly right.
I didn't say it.
You're exactly right.
The
You're-
funny thing is I think
Yeah.
the rest of us would just walk
I
away
feel
at
the
that
same
point
way.
because our work was done.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
I mean,
Yeah,
really
they've been shut off.
they're really cherry picking the experiments. It's incredible.
Because
That's all they
all
do.
science that's in the hands of academia right now is trying to negate a higher power, what we call God. And
Oh.
because they're trying to negate God out of the equation, they absolutely will never find it. And let's say they accidentally fall upon a way of opening a door. Who do you think is going to be standing on the other side? Sorry, just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong.
Do you guys know what date it is?
The 11th? Oh. It's October.
Yeah.
October 11th.
Remember, after that date a while back, our government started going around to government buildings and institutions for some odd reason and chiseling the words "In God We Trust" off the buildings. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I do.
Hmm.
Yeah. If you talk to the woman that I know that went through MK Ultra, MK Beta, MK, she went through like Rainbow. She went through. It's amazing. It's surprising she's still alive. He talks about all that as well, and how that was a purpose. MK Ultra did that to a lot of different people, and they're all just out living in the public and could get triggered just like that by a certain word. And it's insanity. It's insanity.
Wow, I'm getting a wild chill.
I gotta ask you,
That
You
reminds
guys-
me of that one movie.
you guys believe in that guy Carson?
I don't know.
Good.
I'm on the fence right now. He's got some good info, but he's got some stuff that's missing pieces, right? So I'm on the fence.
Gotcha. I
But
just
the fact- go ahead.
no, it's just somebody said it was just interesting that when your mind's in the same frequency as someone else, they get the same understanding that you do. And I thought that was so interesting.
That's
It's like-
absolutely true.
No, that's what I mean. There was some good information there, so I had to sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
And when he starts telling you about Anunnaki and all this other stuff, it was just really interesting. Always interested in that. Talks about the pyramid, except for you don't have to pour chemicals down it. If you knew the process, then you know that the hydrogen's automatically created out of the water. You do not need chemicals. That would be a bad thing. Okay.
Mhm.
So, and then he talks about there's pillars down there that resonated. There's not pillars down there that resonated. It was water hammer that created the thing that's going on.
On a piezoelectric crystal.
Yeah, so that's pretty simple to figure out right there. And he probably would have got it if he knew what that was. So I don't fault him for that. But I do like the part where he says that you have it in you already and you just have to unlock it. That all of that is already in your DNA. Okay. And that if you know how to get it done, you're going to be able to do it. But then I thought about what Gerald does, and I go, well, I think we're okay on that end. You know what I mean? We might just have a shoe in on how that works.
It's called your light body. I'll say no more.
It was just interesting.
Yeah. When we do that Rumble chat, I'll be bringing that up. I'm telling you.
It was
I got things that'll blow your mind.
Yeah, I like the discussion he was having, and I would personally like to have that discussion with him.
Absolutely. I was taught something by a dream, and it was literally, it's hard to believe for most people. I understand that. But it was Jesus Christ saying to me one word, and I had to look it up. I had to find it. It was laminin. And that is a protein that's in every cell of your body. And that protein is a cross. And it resonates with sound.
As long as it's not a lemon like Don Lemon. We don't need any more of those.
I agree.
I think the world, we might have one too many as it is.
Man.
How do you spell that?
You know what?
Lamin, Lamin.
Iron.
We always get that commercial out here where they start singing, "You won't get a lemon at Cerritos of Orange," right? And that's the only thing that goes through my head when I see him saying his name. It's Lemon. Lemon.
Yeah.
We all
You got a
know.
lemon? Suck on
Yeah.
it.
Don't forget to swallow. I shouldn't have said that. Sorry. The lemon,
Oh.
Mike. The lemon.
Excuse me, I'm not feeling too well.
I'm not getting you in trouble, am I, Mike?
Or is Lumen?
No, you're okay. No, you're fine.
I know I get carried away sometimes.
Oh my God.
I guess I'll know in the morning.
Yeah.
I hear you. That's why I don't talk about
Hey,
certain stuff.
they're gonna say you guys are too funny. You're banned for a month.
Woo! No, I mean, sorry, that's Mike's channel. I shouldn't say that. Apologize.
Oh,
If it
man.
was my channel, I wouldn't care so much.
Oh.
I do, but I don't. Right? I'm not monetized, and I keep getting to 835, and then back down to 830, and I think I'm at 831 again for the third time.
Yeah,
So,
I'm 3,400 now or something like that.
it's
3,200.
good for you. See, that's why I got to be careful. I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Well, you
Yeah,
know
well,
what,
like-
Gerald? I can fix that for you. Let me come on with you, and we'll just do something, and we'll put out, some kind of theory stuff on your stuff instead of the, couple minute videos that you do.
Yeah.
I guarantee your numbers will go up.
Okay.
Yeah, collaboration
you know-
video will definitely help.
Let's do
Yeah,
that.
just say the theory of relativity is it, and then your ratings will go up.
You know,
And then
you know what's so funny? They have that in your studio thing where you can go on there and put in the name, and then it'll help you correct it in order to see who got the most views on the way it's said.
Really?
Yeah,
it's the algorithm.
that's right. I only
Yeah.
looked at that because of Joe, by the way.
Really, Joe's got the handle on that.
Yeah, Joe's pretty smart when it comes to all that stuff, man.
I gotta sit down with Joe. It's just these last few days have been crazy. I got some major conversations to have with Joe. Hey, Joe.
Did you get all that stuff I sent you, by the way? I sent you an email with a bunch of different pictures and stuff in it.
Yes, I've been studying it. I'm about halfway down. Absolutely amazing. That it connects to everything.
Well, it's so funny how it's so freely given out there. Nobody really understands why. I figured in your hand, you would understand it.
Absolutely. Every single picture coincides with what I've been doing.
Did you see the shell?
Yes. Yes.
Do you see now why I tell you that? Now see how why I tell you where it goes?
Yep, I get it. It actually is what got me to build this last coil.
Nice.
Well, what about the spherical coil? You said it would be done in an hour.
I fucked up.
Nathan, all my pictures came
said
through
I have
gray.
an hour's worth of work to have done left on. I don't have an hour right now to finish it off, though.
Oh, yeah.
So I fucked up.
Next time.
Yeah. I'll show it to you, and I'll even tell you what I'm going to call it. The Sphere of Transmutation.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll do it, but maybe.
By the way, Gerald, I don't want to tell you this, but I have to tell you this. I have a ton more of that information saved, but I want to see your presentation first. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't want to dump it on you and then have you change everything at the last minute.
I'm working on visuals. Like I took your advice and I'm building up a presentation with the StreamYard thing. I'm working on getting as many visuals as I can. I have quite a few. I have to go back in my hard drive, but I think I'm okay. I added the heat cold things, and I think I got that right in my theory. We'll see. I want you guys to like totally rip it apart and debunk it so that I can, fix it later.
Make it more robust.
Yeah. Or heck, maybe you guys will have a better theory, and we'll just throw that on it and put your name on it. Like I said before, the theory wasn't the issue for me. Like, that's not my goal. My goal is to show it working to you guys and make sure everybody gets it. That's my goal.
I can't guarantee that I'll rip it apart, but I can guarantee that I'll rip one.
Nice. Make sure your head's not under the covers when you're doing it.
Ben's waiting for taco night. He's gonna blast it out with hot sauce.
Taco Tuesdays.
There you go.
Hey, Victor, what'd you have there?
On what?
You showed something a minute ago. What was it?
Oh, he was saying he was getting his presentation ready. I thought he said Stream Deck because I got one. I'm trying to put pictures on each button so I'm not searching. And it's just all these learning curves of all the new software and toys. And
yeah. It's not like
I'm learning Mathematica to do John Mackin's paper. And
I went back to reading that again. I'll get to the end of that yet. Yeah.
Oh man. No, but I think, Gerald, maybe before you do your presentation, like throughout the week, maybe we'll do like a StreamYard together, just you and I.
Yeah.
And in case you needed something extra, you know what I mean? I might have it for you. Because the information that I gave you is only partial of what I found. Okay? So, not that I want to change your presentation at all, but I want to make sure you have everything in case you need an extra slide or two.
Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate it. Seriously. I'll take you up on that in a heartbeat. I'm a humble guy. Like I said, I don't care. It's not about that.
No,
I got to do it myself, Nathan. It's me.
No.
I'm just kidding.
All I ask is you don't share the secret sauce because they don't deserve it. Not yet.
You know what? I give the secret sauce in a private Zoom to our group, and you guys can take it and build it and do what you will with it. But I don't think I'm going to do it live because what I'm seeing, it's just going to get ripped and stripped, somebody else's name put on it, classified, locked out, and nobody will be able to touch it. And then all of this was for nothing. I've been working on this stuff for like more than 15 years, 16 years now.
Well, see, that's where I'm telling you. You put out the theory. You tell them how it works, okay? You show them that it works. You never show them how to build it, and you don't give them enough so that they can build it, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Because, and then that's it, and we leave it at that. And then when it comes to put up or shut up moment, you have it, they don't. What are you going to do, okay? If you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't, okay?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm using a bunch of my experiments on my channel. I don't know if you got to watch my channel, Victor. I got a bunch of coil experiments that show spin and they show transcendental waves in ice. That's not quite the right term. Transverse waves in ice, because I stuck the coil in a bowl of water. I was pulsing it, and I put the bowl of water in the freezer as I was pulsing it. And then the wire came out, so it only pulsed for about 15 minutes. But then it froze, and you can see the lines in the ice. There's a video showing it. So there's there's a whole bunch of videos that show these coils doing different things. Like I take the coil and I put it in water, and then I take a magnet, I put it on a piece of styrofoam, and I pulse the coil, and the styrofoam starts to spin because the magnet's sitting on the water, and there's like very little resistance, right? So
Interesting.
it kind of shows what's going on.
Yeah, I've got a page in my notes. It's kind of stupid. It's just these weird jotted ideas. But there's something called graphics.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea was graphene and ice. And I was wondering,
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, graphene's a hardening substance when you add something to it, right?
No, it's a one atom thick.
It's a superconductive material. If you, the original design was they got a graphite pencil and they put it on a piece of paper, and then they took a piece of tape and stripped off a layer, and then put it on a clean piece of paper, stripped it off again, and did that about 5 or 6 times. You're creating basically a one particle tall nanostructure that's basically like a flat piece of paper, but one atom tall. So if you get enough of those layers together, you can make a highly conductive nanostructure that could be used for electronics, energy devices, also strength. It's like 500 times stronger than steel or something crazy.
Yeah.
So
They show an elephant standing on a pencil and the tip of the pencil on the graphene, and it could support it.
yeah.
So the one I saw, he mixed it inside of something else, just another thing, and he
A resin.
Yeah, and it made it super hard so that it would take forever to break, and instead of the regular value to break it with the resin only.
Yeah, it makes it denser. It's actually one of the parts that I use in my homemade bulletproof plate.
So I got a question for you. So if back in the day the Romans made concrete and they were around active volcanoes, do you think that they used that in their concrete in order to stiffen it?
They use blood. Yeah, I found that out by accident, actually. But yeah,
That
blood
probably
in
enough
concrete.
saying.
Yeah, and it turned it really strong and almost like tensile. Like, I don't know how to explain that. As if you put carbon in it, really. Right? And we did everything to smash this brick that we made, and it was incredible. incredibly strong. I was blown away, right? One of those weird things. We had a bunch of chicken blood. We were talking about it. We were all laughing, and he's like, chuck this in it. Let's put some bones in there. I'm like, get out of here. And he already poured it in. And we were making bricks for around the fireplace in our basement. There were some bricks that were lost. So we were just making a few, right? Poured it in there. And it got super, super strong. Like, I don't know how to explain that. And it seemed lighter than the rest. Almost like it made the concrete fluffy. Right? Like marshmallow.
Like foamcrete.
Yeah,
foamcrete.
like foamcrete. There you go. Like foamcrete. So, I mean, I don't know if that's what the Romans were using, but I did a bunch of reading, and part of their whole thing of we'll march on the bone. What was it they said? The bone and blood of our enemies, or something like that. And I thought it was like what's that?
Maybe they're using marrow.
No, I think they were honestly using the bodies of their freaking enemies. They're using their dead. They're just chucking them in the concrete. I don't know. It's just a theory.
It's an interesting theory. Yeah, it's an interesting theory.
If plasma makes concrete like foam, but yet stronger because of its carbon content, or
the
like
nanostructure. They're creating a nanostructure. That's why it's so strong.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Interesting.
Or they were using ash, but I believe it was the blood of their enemies.
Well, I only asked about ash because the way they said they made the other stuff, right, is that they didn't just burn it; they burn it at a super hot temperature in order to get it, and they can only get so much out of it at a time. And the only way to naturally get that is a volcano ash.
Yeah, we already use fly ash in modern concrete, so
that's true.
Yep, there you go.
I could be wrong.
Well, it's interesting theory. You know, it's definitely worth looking into.
And a lot of this graphene and graphite type technology, that's what's in the power cell. It's a very, very big part of it.
And don't that have to be solid blocks? Because you can't use graphite from pencils to make. You can make conducting circuits with pencil. What I read was they took graphite blocks that they were using when they started nuclear power plants. They were just hanging strings of graphite blocks for the absorption.
Here.
And one guy was putting notes on it, and he peeled the tape off, and when he stuck it on something else, it left behind that layer.
Okay, see this graphite?
Powdered.
This is the graphite they use to cool off nuclear reactors.
Wow.
But you can't do it with pencil graphite. That's powdered graphite.
This is a very high density. Like if you get into the graphite ingot, they compress it with heat and about 10 tons of pressure in a special resin. And that's when you get graphite ingot, they call it.
So that's what the dampening rods are made out of?
Yeah. My guess is probably yes.
Interesting.
Now, this goes on the cooling side of the reactor. It thermally removes any heat that's built up on the reactor core and gets rid of it. Like when you hold this stuff, it's weird. It always feels colder than the room.
Yeah.
It's really odd. It's a really odd material. Like this one's kind of flexible. It's got a special coating on it.
Oh, so you can't put tape on that?
No, it will strip it away. Yeah, if you put tape on this, it'll actually peel off layers. Now, what's kind of weird about like if you buy a sheet of it, it's 40 by 30 or something like that. It's $285 Canadian.
That's cheap for what it is.
They don't want us playing with this stuff.
Nope.
This stuff, I'm able to get it because my partner that's working on the project with me knows the Canadian distributor of this material for those reactors.
Wow.
That's why I have access to it. So, yeah.
Shout out to your partner. He's a really good guy.
Wasn't there an old experiment that you did in high school or grade 6 or something like that, where you take a pencil and you turn it on an angle and you'd shade a piece of paper and it would turn on a light with a battery because it was conductive? You guys remember that experiment?
No.
No?
I'm trying to remember that.
We didn't have that good of science.
We had a cool teacher when I
Yeah.
was younger, but
I had a teacher who gave me both ends of a generator and told me to hold it while he cranked it up. We had that guy, but I did not get the light. Yeah, that's what he did.
that's awesome.
I
Bad,
think
but
he was
awesome.
getting revenge. That's what I think it was.
I got a question for you all on the alchemy thing.
Go ahead.
Have any of you actually physically transformed sulfur into mercury?
No,
Never
Do
tried.
you know how?
no.
Is that possible?
Yes.
I've
Oh, yeah?
grown iron.
As I recall, I learned it in my junior high school science.
Nice.
You take a piece of very hard wood, like say boxwood, cut a little block, get a torch, burn a small dish into the wood. So it's fully carbonized, right? You put a little bit of sulfur in there. Take a candle, and it has to be a candle flame because candles, I guess, put off protons because they're transforming the, I want to say perlite, but that's not it. Well, anyway, the wax, paraffin. It's
Paraffin.
getting protons from the paraffin. You take a tube, brass tube or glass tube, and you have to do this breathing technique. See, so breathing is very important to this transformation. That's another reason I quit smoking, is so I can demonstrate it.
Well, good for you for
You have
quitting.
to get throat control, but you blow very carefully, and you, just like a bagpipe, Scottish bagpipes, you got to blow your cheeks up, hold, and blow out with your cheeks while you're inhaling through your nose, and then fill your cheeks up and use throat control so you don't blow the flame out. But you blow the flame across the sulfur and you can watch it start flaking layers on top, transforming into mercury. You collect your drop and you start over. So this process, if the Chinese did it to fill the emperor's little river palace, they were blowing shit all day long.
Wow.
But you can transform sulfur into mercury. The chemistry comes from the protons out of the paraffin and something out of your breath, the carbon oxygen content.
Huh.
That's
The CO2 and but you can do little amounts yourself, and they can't. I have an idea of how to make that transformation possibly go into gold by popping off some electrons as it's trying to turn into mercury.
So let me ask you something then. Can mercury, and I have no idea, this is just something that came to me a while back. Can mercury be split into gold and silver?
I have not even contemplated that one. I'm still trying to see if there's these LEDs that are damn near exactly the wavelength you would need, but you can only get them from China. And so
Are
I
they
haven't
black?
bought any. And I know the wavelength I need, because if you look at mercury, the one outside electron or vortice that's on the outside, if you could get it to drop off, I'm just not sure if it would be reabsorbed in the process and go from gold back to mercury. But I think there's a way to get some gold and mercury amalgamated in your drop and separate it later. I just haven't got that far. You know, I've smoked a lot of pot, so I was can't do my breathing technique right because I'll blow my candle out, you know, so trying to get my shit back together to demo it. That was junior high school. And then that disappeared from the science altogether.
Oh, yeah. We definitely didn't get it. Hey,
Wow.
Gerald, by the way, that coil that your buddy built, Bernie's showing it again tonight.
What?
That's the difference.
Which one? Mike Powell?
Jeremiah's? Yeah, he's showing it floating again. I think he's going to replay the same video. And I asked him last time, you didn't get any like pushback on that? And he said no. So then he's replaying it again. I got the notification from his channel, and I'm like, man, you're really pushing it, aren't you? So
Bernie is playing the. Wow.
Some bars different.
Yeah, I wonder why he's all of a sudden like on our side, so to speak.
I don't know.
But
Maybe
he's
he
not,
knows
though,
something.
like- what's that?
Maybe he knows something's going on. Maybe he's doing something. I don't know.
Not that they're sides or anything. I shouldn't say it that way, but it's just
If they're stealing tech, their sides.
I thought you remember I forgot to say about Jack Safari. Do you think it's possible he infiltrates groups to try to dismantle them or something like that? Do you think?
Three of them.
Yep.
There's three of
I
them.
believe that.
Yeah.
It's not just Jack. There's two others.
Oh yeah.
And they infiltrate every single group. If you
They
look,
pretend to be your friend, and they sneak in, and then they inject their poison.
Yeah.
Well, let's just put it this way. I had one. I shouldn't say it, but
Yeah, I know.
it was an attempt to debunk what I'm doing, and I know better, and nobody wants to slow down to listen, so I caught it.
Yep.
I'm not stupid. I catch them.
You guys, remember the other day when we were talking, and all of a sudden we were like, "Oh, well, maybe then we need to rumble," and and we were gonna, and then you said, "Get ready to." Guess what? I got an invite to speak on APEC this weekend, and in it says, "Hey, let's all get together and begin to rumble." They're watching us.
They didn't even change the wording. Oh wow!
Oh my gosh! I freaking love it. I love. Well, you know what they say, right? Mimicry is a form of compliment. So mimic away, gentlemen. That's rough, man. Like they can't even come up with their own ideas in that sense. Like,
well, I think they were trying to maybe appeal to me, kind of, because we just said that.
Well, Jeremy actually, he said on his video, I love to, and this is the way he said it, he says, I love to make those intellectual stabs with vocabulary and nuance. And David Chester just kind of giggled and laughed because it's a kind of thing that somebody loves to do who's intelligent. It's just a play on words, right? Go ahead, insult away. I don't give a shit.
Well, what they don't understand is for every bit of information, there's a trap laid. It all depends on which foot goes in it, and I just want to see it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I know who's coming on, and I know what you're doing, so I'm just going to lay the trap. You don't have to step in it. You don't have to repeat it, but I'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? It's all good. If they hadn't already, according to two others, taken tech and called it their own, and then everything I experienced, I'd probably be inclined to work with these guys. But I'm not because of what happened, right? You know, what's that old saying? Burn me once, shame on me. Or burn me once, shame on you.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
Well,
remember when George Bush Jr. tried to say that and fouled it all up?
Bushism.
Yeah.
Oh, they monitor the comments, by the way. Did you notice that? How monitored they are?
Yep. Absolutely. I'll say things purposefully because of that. Maybe I shouldn't. You know.
I just thought it was so funny because Joe gets on there and he's talking as you know what, and then the next second is deleted. Okay. And I'm laughing to myself, right? And I go, okay, he's not going to do it again. He won't do it again. And then all of a sudden it pops up again. And I'm like, oh, God, here it is again, right? And they don't go through the comments like I would and just put them up, you know what I mean? Because you're going to say what you're going to say, unless it's a cuss word or something like that. But no. They ignored it. You can see their eyes. This is, You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Everyone in the comments section ignored the things I said, which is fine. I don't care. You know what I mean? That's all because of the individual that I was working with for those 3 years. That person literally, and this is something I heard from a little birdie, went around telling everybody, oh, make sure you don't talk to that person. Stay away from Gerald, you know. He believes in God, and he's just stay away from him. I heard, and I just went, okay, have a nice day. I don't care. I don't, right? At the end of the day, like I said before, no matter what theory, no matter what math, no matter what it is or who you know or who you blow, if we're the ones lifting off the ground, the proof is in the pudding, and I like chocolate. And you know, so I don't know. Am I saying that wrong?
no.
Yeah,
It's always fine to like chocolate. Chocolate's a good one.
here you go. Yeah, I can't believe they're watching our every
Doug
word.
makes a good point there about the president of China.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I would stay away from
I
that.
think
I don't want to
China
get any more
has-
strikes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I want to stay away from that completely
Okay.
because
Politics.
I can't afford. No, it's YouTube. I don't want to get the strikes.
Yeah, they may dig you on that.
Yeah.
That's wise. Tread carefully. Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah,
will
that's
get
a
you
Rumble
real
video, that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to kind of censor ourselves, and if you
Hmm.
want to talk about the stuff that definitely go on Rumble. That's a different platform, and we could say pretty much what we want there, within reason. But still, we kind of have to just monitor ourselves and make sure we're not going over that line that triggers the algorithm on YouTube like it did last week. And it was a
Yeah, if I
couple
get
of
carried
times.
away, Mike, just reel me in, eh?
No, I know what stuff they don't like, the religion stuff. That was one thing they nailed me on. And the other
Really?
one was yep. What was the other one? Oh, sorry, I got a brain fart here.
Well, what you're working on, they don't like it either. I'm not gonna say
No,
the
not
word.
that. No, because I know how to censor myself on that stuff.
So
it's
what? I
not
shouldn't
somebody
talk
else-
about, like, when they were censoring. I shouldn't talk.
I'll put the
about-
2 C words in the private chat for you guys.
If you get too involved with the religious stuff, the
Yeah.
algorithm will go off.
There, look
Okay.
in the private chat.
Yeah.
You can't
Oh,
say
yeah.
those 2 words.
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Anything that's health or whatever pertaining to what Mike was talking to last week, that's where I got flagged. The other one was the religious stuff. So we got to be careful with that.
Can you
So-
put in private chat exactly what you mean in that context so I understand?
Now, hold on. Is that only for Canada or is that for America too? Because
No. That's YouTube platform. That's
All
their
around,
algorithm.
Yeah, because YouTube is a American-based company, right?
Right. That's based out of Silicon Valley. So, yeah, the religion's the one, and the other one is what Mike was talking about, the health stuff. No, you can't mention anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
It triggers the algorithm. So,
Yeah, it's funny how they've tricked us even to censoring ourselves.
but no, I thought it was just the one on the health stuff that got triggered, and then they mentioned the stuff about the religious stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, are you serious? I'm like, give me a freaking break.
It's good to know.
I didn't know
I know
that.
why. I think I know why. The fact that YouTube wide, and they're trying now to bring, like, them guys that were showing that have it, the Buddhists have it,
Mhm.
want to specifically point to any one religion because we're going to make an all-inclusive society.
Right. Yeah, that we have to leave alone.
Yeah.
We could talk about it on Rumble or offline. That's cool, but yeah, we have to cut it off right there again. Unfortunately, sorry, Victor.
Nope, we got it. It is what it is, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
But that's good to know, that because then we can just add that to the subjects that we're going to talk about in that other platform, right? So
yeah.
I
Well,
understand how
it-
others
it-
deal with it, though.
It cuts out some of the stuff that we have to talk about in order to present the technology the right way.
you're
Right,
not
the whole
wrong.
That's
picture.
great.
I
Yeah.
actually had
So
to rewrite my presentation twice because of certain things that were being censored. So it is what it is, right?
We're still-
that just gives those
Yeah.
those thieves something else to steal. I guess they won't get the answer.
I guess not.
Yeah. Exactly. You know what? That's the problem. Before we square up here for the night, I just want to make a couple of comments. Yeah, there are a lot of inventors out there. I call them troll inventors. They'll scour the internet looking for guys that are onto stuff. They'll basically say, like Gerald said, they'll act like your friend, steal your idea, and then present it as their own. Right?
Who's that?
It's nothing. It's nothing new. Inventor trolls. They'll
Yeah.
go out, find guys that are working on stuff that is, maybe revolutionary or something that's in a very new direction, and they'll try to siphon as much information out of you as possible, and then behind your back start publishing stuff and saying that they created it.
Yeah, but no.
So
First,
it's nothing. Mm.
first they'll say that what you're doing is crap to discourage you, and then
Like
they'll
some of the
plagiarize what you're doing.
exactly. And you know what? And something that I had reaction with my generator, even Jeremiah came out later and said he got the same effect. I got that effect over 2.5 years before him. Yeah, see, Gerald knows what I'm talking about. When he
Absolutely.
came out later, he said he found,
Yeah.
right? And I knew that way before. I'm not going to say that word that's going to trigger the algorithm. So, yeah. Where, Gerald? What are you
7
doing?
years ago.
Is your
Right?
video
Yeah,
frozen?
Yeah.
What's that?
What? Oh,
Yeah.
that's your
I made that
disc.
7 years ago, right? And
Home
then now,
videos.
yeah.
Showed up again there? Yeah.
But this sucker's big. The sucker will heat a pot, right? It heats water to 280 degrees. Just
Oh
by
yeah, you
spinning.
spin it fast enough over copper plate. Yeah, the eddy curves.
Yeah, and it's like a 1/4 inch, I think. I was shaft I had on it. No, maybe a 1/2 inch.
Was that 5? No, that's
They're
yeah, that's
neodymium,
maybe 1/4
right?
inch.
But it's big. It's like the size of my head.
Yep.
I got a big hand, so it's like the
Anyways, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to our live chat tonight with Smoke, and again, thanks to everybody involved in the live chat. That was great. Great topics tonight. We go live again next Friday night right here at Faraday Research. And everybody have a great weekend. For all my Canadians, have a great Thanksgiving. And don't eat too much turkey. And
Oh, I'm gonna chew on some bird, man. I'm telling you.
yeah, don't fall asleep to the point you won't make it to the next show.
Hey, you ever made turkey stir fry?
Yes, I have.
It's awesome. I love it. I look.
Yeah, it is good. It is good.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
awesome. No, it's okay. Everybody, thanks a lot for joining us. Nathan, Ben, Victor, Philip, and last but not least, Gerald. Have a great night. We'll see everybody, I guess maybe later this weekend. I don't know if you guys are podcasting.
Be on
you'll
tomorrow
Zoom.
with Joe.
You'll be okay. Yeah.
10 a.m.
I might pop in and bug you guys.
Oh, we're looking forward
All
to
right.
it.
All right.
10
Sounds
a.m.?
great. Thanks a lot, everybody.
All right,
Yes,
thank you.
be
Thanks,
there.
guys.
Thank
California
you,
time, yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Victor, Phil. Wait, I should be going the other way.
Thanks, Victor. This is Victor's first time on my channel, so you're always can come on my show anytime you want. You got really put a great input into what's going on and different perspective and some of the math stuff. Yeah, I've been watching you for a while now on Nathan's show, and it's like cool. I like this guy.
Yeah.
So I like to have him on again for sure.
Oh, by the way, Phil, anytime you want to present on any one of the shows that I do, just let me know.
Yeah, absolutely.
By all
Awesome.
means, we'd love to have you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then, Mike, are you coming on soon?
Yeah, next week. Hopefully, I'll have a small presentation on my Renegade device. I just want to get some visual pictures laid out so I can make it somewhat look a little bit professional. And yeah, that'll be cool.
So, Phil, it's Monday, Wednesday. We're here on Friday, but Saturday and Sunday as well.
What time?
At 3 o'clock California time, so I think it's 5 o'clock Canadian.
6 Eastern time.
So I'm
6
on
Eastern.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, three
Yeah.
Pacific is 6 Eastern time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's 3 on Monday, 3 on Wednesday, and then obviously we're here on Friday, and then 10 a.m. on Saturday and 10 a.m. Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You guys are nonstop.
We're like 7-Eleven now.
They're all different shows, you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
go from theory, we go to presentation, you know what I mean? We go to circuit building. It's kind of,
Sometimes you go into the woo.
oh, yeah, we always go to the woo.
Yeah, gotta go. So, Mike, I was just gonna say before we go, I like to refer
Right.
to Victor as our down-to-earth mathematician. There's very few of them.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's awesome.
Mainly a
Okay, guys.
philosophy of
Mainly
Thanks, everybody.
Is that? All right, thanks, everybody.
Good evening.
Later.
Okay, cheers.
Bye.
Take care.